Guys, this is Haley from OneOwnerRabbits.com, and today I'm going to be doing a video all about litter. So the first kinds of litter I'm going to be talking about is the kind of litter that you should never use with your rabbit. The first one is pine and cedar shavings. The reason you should never use pine or cedar shavings is because they emit gases that can cause liver damage when breathed in by your rabbit. So a lot of people know this, but there are some people out there who still do not know that softwood shavings such as cedar and pine are very, very dangerous for your rabbit. So please never use pine or cedar shavings for your rabbit. Another type of litter you never want to use with your rabbit is clay litter or clumping litter. The reason for this is because it is very dusty and it can cause pneumonia in your rabbit. Another reason is that the clumping litter can, if ingested, can cause a blockage as it will turn into a clump once it hits liquid. Another kind of bedding that you should never use with your rabbit is corncob bedding. The reason is that it is not absorbent, it doesn't control odor, and if eaten, it can cause a lethal blockage because rabbits cannot digest corn. And another big reason not to use corncob bedding is that it molds, and mold is of course not good for any animal. Another type of litter you never want to use with your rabbit is scented litter. Scented litter can irritate your rabbit's nose, and rabbits have stronger sense of smell than humans do, so it's actually really strong for them, and it can cause your rabbit not to want to go into their litter box. So the next type of litters I'm going to be talking about are not recommended to use. So that is newspaper and shredded paper. The reason you don't want to use newspaper or shredded paper is because there is no odor control, which is bad for your rabbit's nose. So like I said earlier, rabbits have very sensitive noses, so any smell coming from the litter box can be very dangerous. Another reason I wouldn't recommend this type of litter is that it has to be changed quite often to avoid it from smelling, so it has to be changed like 1 or more times a day. So another reason I wouldn't use shredded paper is that it has a whole bunch of dyes and colors on it, which is not good for your rabbit. And even if you're just using plain paper, it still has chemicals in the paper, which aren't the best for your rabbit. So the only time I'd use newspaper is if you ran out of litter and you don't have any right now, and you need to change your litter box. What I would do is I would just put a few sheets of newspaper in there and pile it with hay on top, just so the hay helps with extra absorbency and stuff. But make sure you change it 1 or more times a day, just because, like I said before, it's not very good with odor control. And just a key tip, if you smell the litter box, you've waited too long. So what that means is that if you can smell the litter box, you've waited too long to change it and your rabbit has been smelling it for a while. So now on to recommended litter for your rabbit. The first I'm going to be talking about is paper pulp litter, or also known as Carefresh. There's other names for this in like different countries and also different brands that you can use, but the most commonly known one here in America is Carefresh. Paper pulp bedding is recommended because it's pretty absorbent and it's also pretty good with odor. It's not the best in my opinion, but it is pretty good. The downside to using Carefresh is that it is very expensive. For about 11 pounds, it's $18, and you also need to use more Carefresh than you would with other types of litter. So in the long run, it does cost you a lot more money, but the reason I am personally using this type of litter at the moment is because it is very soft on your rabbit's hocks, and since my rabbits have sore hocks, this is really good for them. So the next type of litter I'm going to be talking about is compressed newspaper, or also known as yesterday news. I don't have any here personally to show you, but pretty much what it looks like, it pretty much just looks like this. It's in a pellet form, only it's like gray and black colored. Yesterday's news is pretty absorbent. People say that it's pretty good with odor, but in my opinion, I have tried it and I do not like the way the litter boxes smell at all. But that's just my opinion. Some people think it smells fine, but I might be just really picky with my litter, I don't know. And it's a pretty good price at around 30 pounds for $17. The next type of litter is my all-time favorite. It's compressed sawdust pellets, also known as feline pine, wood stove pellets, or horse stall pellets. They are highly absorbent. They're excellent with odor. They're also pretty cheap. Feline pine runs around 20 pounds for $9. Wood stove pellets and horse stall pellets run around 40 pounds for $6. So that's an excellent deal. Feline pine does offer a clumping version. I think it doesn't look like this though. It's more of a powder variety. But make sure you stay away from that. As I mentioned earlier, clumping and dusty litter is not good. For the wood stove pellets and horse stall pellets, every brand is different. I have personally tried a ton of brands in wood stove pellets and horse stall pellets, and every brand smells different, every brand looks different, so you kind of just have to shop around and see which one you like best. I have personally gotten some horrible ones that in my opinion don't smell good at all, but then I've also had some really good ones like this one that is excellent. And some of you guys might want to know the brands that I've liked and not liked, but I'm really sorry, I never look at the brand. I just go by what store has good wood stove pellets. So right here, this is currently, I'm using wood stove pellets and I really enjoy them. What I'm doing right now is I'm putting a layer of wood stove pellets with Carefresh on top just because my rabbits have sore hocks. So the reason I'm not just using Carefresh in my litter boxes is that this is so good with odor that when I switched to Carefresh, I was really shocked at how much the litter boxes smelled. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it just bothered me. So I put a layer of this with the Carefresh on top, so it's still nice and soft, but it also is very good with odor. One thing you want to be careful with the wood stove pellets is that there's no accelerants added. What they are is they're pretty much a chemical that helps the wood stoves to burn better. So just make sure there's no accelerants added and you're pretty much set to go. The horse stall pellets, there's absolutely nothing you really have to watch out for. And that's what I used before I moved, but I personally cannot find any horse stove pellets where I live right now. A downside to wood stove pellets is that you can most of the time only find them in the winter because they are for heating a house. So you might just want to stock up on like 6 bags in the summer and just use them all year long. Personally, I probably go through way more than that just because I'm a little obsessive with changing the litter boxes. So just make sure like you stock up in the summer if your store does not carry them year round. So there is a ton of litter and bedding out there available for rabbits and small animals, but I just couldn't name them all in this video because that would have taken forever. So I just named like the top 3 common ones or the ones that I preferred, and then like a few not recommended and ones that you should never use. So if you have any further questions to any litter or bedding that I did not mention in this video, please private message me and I will let you know if it's safe or not. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will have more videos about litter and litter boxes soon, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!